Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. I tell you, sometimes it is a race to the finish line, but that's how we do it here. Um, mm, I'm gonna need some lip balm. Let me see. Hold on a second. I need to close just a couple of these screens. I got like three Twitter pages open all at one time. So I'm closing up some stuff before something crashes. All right. Uh don't need that right now. What else can I get rid of? Won't need that. I'll leave you up there. Okay. Okay, I think that makes everything better. Everything's better with blue bonnet on it. What is it about me and these margarine oh, I don't need that one. That's the wrong one. That is the wrong one. Sorry about that. Yeah, but what is it about me and these margarine commercials? I cannot stop thinking about margarine commercials. Have you noticed that? Everything's better with blue bonnet on it. And according to studies, um, butter is probably better for you than any of the margarines that were supposed to be healthier. Did you know that? The butter is actually better for you. All that other stuff is like glue. Okay, got my slides coming up. Okay. All righty. And no, I don't need that one. Don't need it. Okay, let me see who's here. Who was first? Wow, you've all been having quite a conversation. I see. Lady Metatrons, thank you for being first. CK, Lorna Williams, Gwendolyn Daniels, Kathy G, Sherry Melicon, CK, Antoinette Kennedy, Cavalita Marajagu. Yes. No, Narajagu. Narajagu. Thank you so much for being here. And, oh, said that already. Lorna Williams said that. Beverly McCaskill. There we go. Seven Purple Aris. Okay, thank you so much for being here. That's different. Let me see who else is here. Okay, okay, mostly the same people. I'm just gonna go all the way down to the very end, and I'll say hi to everybody along the way. Hi, Myra V, Helen, Sharon Chong, Judy Mutasid, Hannah in Florida, and Paulette Clow. Okay. All right, so slide is up. There we go. Doesn't she look beautiful? Doesn't she look beautiful? Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Doesn't she look beautiful? Those toned arms. And of course, she's wearing her hair down and the shoulders are out. She always looks good when she's baring her shoulders. But good look for her. Very good look. And I'm kind of thinking, no, did she wear that before? I can't be sure. But we'll find out later because someone's going to post it. So we'll find out later. But anyway, hi, Susie Q. Martine, thank you both for being here. Yep. Hi, Lydia Washington, Sonia D. Fancy. Okay. Let's see. Sussex.com website drama. Invictus Countdown. What else? Where's Kitty? Let me see. I'm gonna, I'm gonna have fun with Where's Kitty. Also, let me see. Yeah, so the Duchess of Sussex strikes podcast deal with Lemonada Media. Lemonada Media. Never heard of it before. but apparently it is a podcast platform that was created by for women. So there you go. It's called Lemonada. Good evening, Valerie Black. Thank you for being here. Novi D. Okay. Rafaela Bertoni, thank you for being here. Yalibi, Rhonda Bryant. Okay, thank you for being here. All right, let's get on with it then. So, like a breath of fresh air, there she is, our Duchess, looking absolutely gorgeous. I love the look. I love the look. I'm thinking that's a dress. I think that is a dress. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. You can't be sure, but I think it's a dress. Anyway, what a great photo. So I was listening to Spaces earlier, and today is that one day of the month where I treat myself to sushi. So I was trying to put together a plan to get out of here and go and get my sushi and run some other errands. And lo and behold, I heard someone say, "Oh, wait a minute. Uh, Meghan has a new podcast deal." I was like, "What?" Well, I was talking to myself, but I couldn't believe it. I'm just like, "Really?" But then again, Meghan did hint that there were going to be some things coming out this year. So this just happens to be one of them. So cheers, cheers, cheers. As a matter of fact, oh, let's see. Isn't that the IG 2023 outfit when meeting families? That's what I was picking up was from the Invictus Games. Exactly. That's what I was picking up. I kind of felt like we saw it there, where they were standing together. She had that like a, I guess, wool sweater dress on, right? I think that's the one, but thank you so much, Legs. I think you have a good eye. I believe that is exactly the one that I was thinking of. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me go September 2023. Let's see how fast I can find that. September 2023. And that would have been like the early part of the month, right? Nope, mid-month. So don't have an exact date, but okay, I just saw Willie in New York, so I must be close. Poor William. You know, you almost feel sorry for him. You almost feel sorry for him. Okay, I just saw someone with bandages on their fingers in September from a trampoline mishap. Oh man, somebody walked right into a trampoline. I found it. I found it. Okay, okay. Oh Lord, what did I just do? What did I just do? Oh man, I just get. Oh, perfect, 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 perfect. Uh, ooh. Now how do I find this again when I need it? Oh, I know. I just put IG 23. Okay, that'll make it easier for me to find it the next time I need it. So I found it. I found it. That's the good news is I found it. And okay, and IG 23. Okay. Gorgeous. Okay. Great. I'm so glad you said something, Legs, because now you got me doing some work here. IG 23. Uh-huh. Wait till you see what I got for you guys. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. Ha. Ha. Love it. Love it. I'm having such a good time tonight. Ah. I am having such a good time tonight. I've only just started. Okay. Looks like we made it. Look how far we come, my baby. Might have come the long way. All right, let me see here. They said, I bet they'll never make it. Let me see, IG 23. There we go. All right. Okay, so let me take this away. Thank you so much, Legs. That was super, super helpful. Huh? Huh? Now, the light's not great. I'll tell you that. The light's not great, but I found it. Okay, one more. One more. Yes, okay, this one right here. Ready for it? Wait for it. Here it comes. Incoming. Gorgeous in gray. Meghan Markle looks radiant in a 310-pound totem halter dress as she joins Prince Harry for Invictus Game. Leave it to the fail to put the price. But Duchess of Sussex, who is currently living in the U.S., oh God. Anyway, where's the part about the dress? The mother, okay. Stunning in halter gray knitted dress, which she paired with a pair of elegant black heeled pumps. Yeah. So there you go. I told y'all I got receipts up the wazoo. I got receipts. And look at how fast. And I didn't even have that label, but I knew what time period it was, so that made it easy. Okay, I got one more. Got one more for you. Oh, you're gonna love this. Wait, well, actually, you kind of saw it already. Well. Anyway, it's without all that nonsense. So, oh wait, that wouldn't open. Hold on a second. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Perfection. There you can see the details a lot better in this photo. So I'll take this out the way. And isn't this fun? I'm having so much fun. Oh, man. Fancy. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being here tonight. And Blue Draws, thank you very much for the super sticker and for being a member and being here tonight. And yeah, okay. Thank you very much. And again, that is very wisely and professionally pointed out by a very eagle-eyed Legs who noticed that it was from the IG-23. And also, I see the Princess Diana tank watch. I'm thinking it's got to be the Princess Diana watch because it looks like it's yellow gold. Meghan purchased herself a white gold watch when she first started making big money as a way to celebrate, and it was a Cartier tank watch. But that one, I think, is the yellow gold, and that was the one that Harry inherited from his mother. So very, very cool look. Wow, they look absolutely amazing. Let me go back to the photo of the two of them together. Huh? Right? I mean, they just look amazing. Gotta love them. They look absolutely amazing. Okay. Now, but don't forget, one of the tabloid people said that Meghan was real jealous of her sister-in-law. Don't forget, she's jealous. She's seething with jealousy. She's just shaking because she's so jealous, right? I mean, I guess if you look at it from a different point of view, I suppose that would make sense. But if you're using basic logic, then it's kind of silly. Oh man, I'm having fun tonight. Okay, one more. IG-23, and just living her best life. Look at how unhappy and jealous and out of place she is. Both of them clamoring to get back to the UK so they can be abused by that family. Don't you see their faces? Those faces are screaming, we got to get back so they can get through walking all over us like a couple of doormats. So, oh, MR, thank you so much for the Cash App. And thank you so much for being here tonight. So there you go. A 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Well, one thing's for sure. When she's wearing that outfit, we know she likes her hair down. So there you go. Wasn't that fun? All right. And that's not even what I was planning to share with you. We still got a bunch of stuff to do. So I'm going to take this away and I'm going to continue. All right. All right. Got it? So Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, strikes podcast deal with Lemonada Media. Will launch new show and distribute Archwell to all platforms. Now, some of you all may have seen it earlier today, but if not, I will share it with you right now. I was pretty fast off the blocks with this video. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh yes, gotta share. Well, when I saw the story, then I made the video and I was like, oh yeah, gotta share it. So let me go ahead and grab that. And then we will finish talking about it on the other side. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex strikes podcast deal with Lemonada Media, will launch new show and distribute Archetypes to all platforms. Meghan is staying in the podcast business. The Duchess, otherwise known as Meghan Markle, has signed a new podcast deal with Lemonada Media, the company behind Wiser Than Me with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. The move will see her launch a new podcast series, and Lemonada will also distribute her previous Spotify series Archetypes to all podcast platforms. It comes after her and her husband Prince Harry parted ways with Spotify last year. There are no details of the show yet, but Meghan will host the as yet untitled series. Archetypes, which was previously a Spotify exclusive, will be rolled out to all audio platforms with Lemonada distributing. The series has recorded over 10 million downloads, around 1 million listens per episode, and debuted as Spotify's #1 podcast in 47 countries around the world when it launched in August 2022. The series explored the labels that try to hold women back. Mariah Carey spoke about the definition of being a diva. Mindy Kaling celebrated the choice to be single. Pamela Adlon lifted the lid on the pressure to be a wife and a mother. Issa Rae and Ziwe Fumudo unpacked the loaded misconception that often comes with being a woman of color. And Jamila Jamil and Shohreh Aghdashloo spoke about the courage that it takes to step up and speak out, even when it puts everything on the line. Other guests included Serena Williams, Margaret Cho, Lisa Ling, Deepika Padukone, Jenny Slate, Constance Wu, Paris Hilton, Eliza Schlesinger, Sophia Gregoire Trudeau, Sam J, Melody Hobson, Victoria Jackson, Michaela J. Rodriguez, Candace Bushnell, Trevor Noah, Andy Cohen, and Judd Apatow. The series, which is produced by her and Prince Harry's Archewell Productions, won a People's Choice Award for the Pop Podcast of 2022, and Markle won Best Entertainment Podcast Host at the Gracie Awards. The deal is a coup for Lemonada Media, which was founded in 2019 by Jessica Cordova Kramer, a former executive producer at Pod Save America producer Crook Media, and Stephanie Whittles-Wachs, co-founder of theater company Rec Room Arts. In addition to Wiser Than Me with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which was named Apple's 2023 Show of the Year, it is Behind Hard Feelings with Jeanette McCurdy, Funny Cuz It's True with Elise Myers, Last Day, Believe Her, and Choice Words with Samantha Bee.
I'm proud to now be able to share that I am joining the brilliant team at Lemonada to continue my love of podcasting, said Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Being able to support a female-founded company with a roster of thought-provoking and highly entertaining podcasts is a fantastic way to kick off 2024. Our plan to re-release Archetypes so that more people can now have access to it, as well as launching a dynamic new podcast, are well in the works. I'm so eager to be able to share it soon and am overjoyed to be joining the Lemonada family. We are beyond honored that Meghan has trusted us to help democratize access to Archetypes, and that so many more people around the world will have access to the series soon. Meghan's talent as host, creator, and conversationalist is unparalleled, and we are thrilled to co-create a new series with her that fosters her approach to creating art that matters, added Lemonada's CEO, Jessica Cordova-Kramer. As we've started development with the Duchess of Sussex, we are blown away by her collaborative spirit and clear vision, along with her deep desire to build compassion and community through this work. The Lemonada team felt immediate kinship with Meghan and the Archewell Productions team, and we are delighted to be working together, added Lemonada's Chief Creative Officer, Stephanie Whittles-Wachs. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and Archewell Productions are represented by WME.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. So there you go. And feel free to share that video from earlier. Let's see. Oh yeah, if you look at the top of the chat, there's a link for VS Speaks Royally, who also has been kind enough to help out with some of the moderation here. So that is super, super kind. And there's another star in the house. There we go, Claire Kane. I love how they've reminded the haters just how successful Archetype was. Absolutely. Claire Kane also has a Sussex-friendly space. So, oh, and by the way, Claire, I have been really, really enjoying the other content creators that you shared. I don't know how you keep up with all those people, but that is incredible, because there's a lot of people I'm like, oh, I want to watch this, I want to watch that one, and I just never have the time for it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Joan Garcia, Baron, how much you want to bet that Harry and Meghan are singing "Ain't No Stopping Us Now, We're on the Move," while yellow teeth are gnashing and heads are exploding on Poison Island? Spotify who? Thank you so much, Joan Garcia. Poison Island, that's a new one. Yeah, and also thank you so much for being a member of Royal Sussex. What a fun day. I am just like, I can't stop grinning. I honestly cannot stop grinning. So let me see here. Take that away. And yeah, and this is what they posted on their Twitter, Lemonada, with the lemon background. And it kind of reminds me of that dress that Meghan wore with the lemons, which is a Oscar de la Renta, I think it is. And not only does Meghan have one, but so does Jill Biden and Her Serene Highness, whatever her name is, from Liechtenstein. She also has one, the Crown Princess of Liechtenstein. So yeah, that's what it reminds me of. And right there, Lemonada Media today announced a new creative partnership with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Lemonada will distribute the first season Archetypes for all audio platforms and also develop a new original podcast series hosted by Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. By the way, I added those lemons myself. I kind of hijacked their little background wallpaper and made my own little creation. I should send it to him. I should send that to him. Okay. And right there. So those are the ladies right there that are the founders of Lemonada. And yes, the tabloids are going to go all up in their business to making life suck less, one podcast at a time. That's what Lemonada is about. And in that incredibly non-baby boomer size print there, it says, founded in 2019 by Jessica Cordova Kramer, and Stephanie Wittelswach. I love that. Wittelswach. Lemonada is an award-winning independent audio-first podcast network with a mission to make life suck less. And in 2022, both Cordova, Kramer, and Wittelswach I don't know why that's funny to me. Were named among the top 50 most powerful people in podcasting by Podcast News Daily and Inside Radio. The company is also the creator of the audio reality podcast genre and launched Being Studios, where reality TV meets podcasting. Lemonada has created hit original series, including Wiser Than Me with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which spent 29 days straight at #1 overall on Apple Podcast charts. Anyway, that's enough of that. But yeah, so that's who they are. That's and leave it to Meghan to go with a company that of course has that type of energy going on, because Meghan's all about the empowerment of women, so of course she would sign up with them. B. Martin, let's see, Madam Duchess singing Beyonce, You Don't Know About Me. Okay. Thank you so much for that. I can see you're all in a great mood, and I'm so glad to hear that. And thank you all for sharing your excitement with the rest of us here on Royal Sussex. All right. Okay. So moving on. Okay. Oh, from yesterday, right? When the fail said it was, what was it, 538 word biography or something like that. Yeah, they went there. They definitely went there. Yeah, let me see if I can find that, by the way. Let me see. But only if it's handy. Only if it's handy. I'm not going to do like the massive dig for it, but that was rich. That was very rich that they just happened to know how many words were in the biography. There it is right there. Okay, got it. Okay, let me show you what she's talking about here. There we go. So, recollections may vary on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's new website, as Duke neglects to mention royal family at all in his profile, as Duchess devotes just one line of her acting career in her 588-word biography. And yes, somebody sat there and meticulously counted each and every word. This from the newspaper that routinely have grammatical errors, misspellings, all type of weird stuff, mislabeling of photos. I can't believe that they are so detail oriented when you consider how many mistakes they make. Let's see, Mamie Ricks, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here tonight. Greatly appreciate it. All right, and I got to get back over here. That's where I left off. So there they are, Lemonada co-founders Jessica Cordova Kramer and Stephanie Whittle Watts. Whittle Watts. We have some Whittle Watts for sale for you today. So for you sad widows, it almost sounds, let me stop making fun of this lady's name, but it kind of reminds me of Elmer Fudd. Be very careful, we're selling Widow Watts. Okay, let me stop. I'm going to get that wascally wabbit as soon as I get my Widow Watts. All right. And there's a little mirrored image of their podcast. So if you go to their podcast, I've already signed up for a membership. I didn't get to any type of place where I had to pay for anything, but I did at least sign up for a membership. So if you guys have the opportunity at some point, please make sure we show our impact as the Sussex squad, because we followed our Sussexes wherever they go. So if you can go over there and grab yourself a membership on the Lemonada, please do that. That would be very helpful, because they will see this surge of people grabbing those memberships for their platform. And what I love about this is that the Archetypes will actually play on the Lemonada, if I'm correct, that we can access it from Lemonada, I think. So that way, for those of you that still have your feelings about the other one, B. Martin. I'm sorry, no, it's Martine. Martine, you've also signed up. Thank you so much. Very cool. Oh, see there, we all are what do you call it? We're in tune. We're in sync. Let me see. Nadine Burke says, "Hello, Baron and fellow squaddies. The Sussexes are going higher as long as the Lord is on their side." Hear, hear. And thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, they are sailing above. Let me see. Okay. Sending best wishes and healing. Yes, thank you so much for that, Hoodoo daughter. Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. Very kind of you. Now, celebrate Black voices. This is also on Lemonada. Lemonada Media recognizes the incredible achievements, contributions, and resilience of the Black community. We invite our audience to listen to our new playlist, Celebrating Black Voices. This curated list highlights some of our favorite episodes and guests who have graced our shows with their wisdom, insight, and inspiring narratives. Don't you love that? So yeah, they have a playlist on Lemonada, which I hope everybody will sign up for, but they have a playlist where you can go there and help celebrate Black voices. Love that. They get a bell for that. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings. Okay. And a little lip balm. Disaster averted. Okay, moving on. So, this, of course, appeared on the office of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, website today. Duchess Meghan signs deal with Lemonada. So Lemonada Media announced new partnership with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Award-winning podcast Archetype will be available to stream on all audio platforms. First time this spring, with Lemonada overseeing ad sales and distribution. Yep. So yeah, you'll be able to get your Archetypes on. Okay. Record-breaking podcast exploring labels that tried to hold women back. will be available across all podcast platforms for the first time, with Lemonada overseeing the sales and distribution. Has seen over 10 million downloads, averaging nearly a million listeners per day, and debuted at as Spotify #1 podcast in 47 countries around the world. 47 countries around the world. I didn't realize it was 47. Debuted at #1 in 47 countries. See, when you hear those derangers and those hateful royal rodents, when you hear them try to disparage the Duchess of Sussex's abilities by trying to make people believe that the Spotify thing was just the worst failure in life. Didn't I just report yesterday, was it, that all kind of big names that went to Spotify jumped ship? It's not the people, it's not the talents that they signed up. It's not the personalities that they signed up. It's Spotify that has the problem. And so they decide to lash out at the Sussexes when the problem is them. They're the ones with the problem. And there's just, and listen, there's no way in the world that Meghan's Archetype was not going to find another home, simply because it debuted at #1. And I just realized tonight, in 47 countries. The numbers speak for themselves. You cannot take that away from her. She dethroned the king of the podcast world, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was #1 for 3 years straight. 3 years straight. And then along comes the Duchess of Sussex, and just like flicking her finger, he got knocked off that throne, and she was #1. So the numbers, nobody ignores that. Nobody ignores success. Nobody ignores the impact. And what, I don't remember the number. Was it over 1 million, or was it more than that? Spotify had this big surge in people, not just signing up for memberships, but paid memberships. Royal rodents, paid memberships. So take that back to Fleet Street, and I think you know where to stick it. If not, then we have something for a rodent problem, I promise you. We always keep something for a problem with rodents. So you cannot ignore the numbers. You could be the best person, the worst person. You could have the flat personality. You could have the most engaging personality. It does not matter. The numbers speak for themselves. Absolutely, Claire Kane. Absolutely. I couldn't have put it better. That is exactly why. And, oh, yes, there is someone who could put it better. And I know who can put it better.
Bitter. And, somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter. Bitter. And, somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
That's right. Bitter, bitter, bitter. And somebody needs to say it. And I think somebody did. I tell you, it's not right to have this much fun. It's just not fair. I'm starting to feel sorry for those people. I'm proud to be able to share that I am joining the brilliant team at Lemonada to continue my love of podcasting, said Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Being able to support a female-founded company with a roster of thought-provoking and highly entertaining podcasts is a fantastic way to kick off 2024. Our plan to re-release Archetypes so that more people can now have access to it, as well as launching a dynamic new podcast, are well in the works. I'm so eager to be able to share it soon and am overjoyed to be joining the Lemonada family. Ha! So take that, Royal Rodents, take that. Like I said, the numbers speak for themselves. It doesn't matter what you say. What matters is what the numbers is. And the numbers are brilliant. So again, our Duchess is back. She's back, she's back, she's back. And what are they? Well, we know what they are.
Bitter. And, somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
That's right. Somebody needs to say it. Now, speaking of somebody needs to say it, I got a feeling that as evil as Russell Myers is, as shady as he is, sometimes he gets it right. Sometimes. Rare, few and far in between, but sometimes he gets it right. And you know what else I just noticed? Sometimes I can see his other ear. One of the things that confounds me with Russell Myers is sometimes I can never find his other ear. Today, thanks to this announcement for Archetypes return onto multiple platforms, along with a brand new podcast, both of his ears are showing. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? Anyway, Russell Myers said, and I will share that with you.
When Meghan speaks, we're all listening, aren't we?
Absolutely right. What?
But listen, when Meghan speaks, we're all listening, aren't we?
Absolutely right.
What was that?
Listen, when Meghan speaks, we're all listening, aren't we?
Absolutely right.
When Meghan speaks, we're all listening. When Meghan speaks, we're all listening. As a matter of fact, when Meghan speaks, both of my ears are showing. So, yeah, there you go. Now, moving on. And then there is Kelly Rowland. Love her. Love her. Kelly said, oh boy.
Like, I just saw something happen with Meghan Markle, and they're like, people are picking on her, and I feel like if we're women and we're joining in on the rah rah sis boom bah, shame on us if we do that. So we can't do that to each other.
I love that. I know that Lala,
especially as women. Like, I just saw something happen with Meghan Markle, and they're like, people are picking on her, and I feel like if we're women and we're joining in on the rah rah sis boom bah, shame on us if we do that. So we can't do that to each other.
I love that.
Yes, so we can't do that to each other, she says. Thank you, Kelly Rowland. Thank you. Somebody had to say it. Hello, Russell Myers. Russell Myers, I was wondering, where's your other ear? Sometimes you come over and you don't have your other ear on. It's the truth. Sometimes I can only ever see one of, and I'm always like leaning as if that's going to help, but I'm always tilting my head because I am sure that he has another ear. So, so long as I'm not the only one that noticed that. I've only ever seen one ear at a time. You can never look at him and see both ears. That's because he's so nosy. So we were talking about the what do you call it? The seal, the coat of arms. We were talking about the coat of arms yesterday. So someone pointed out that the Sussex's coat of arms was different from that of the Cambridges, in that the Cambridges had the two shields representing the both of them. So This is actually Meghan's coat of arms. I found that out today. This is Meghan's only. But they are using Meghan's for their website. Now, because Charles is king, it's about time for them to get an updated coat of arms from the College of Arms. And there are people that do that. And Meghan actually participated in the creation of her coat of arms. Now, I recall Thomas Markle was supposed to receive a coat of arms on behalf of Meghan's side of the family. But because of all of that nonsense, he didn't get anything. The Cambridges, when they were married, the party pieces people, they got a coat of arms that the entire family can use, but it's presented to the father. So there is the two coats of arms. There's Harry's on the left. There's Meghan's on the right, right? And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I just wanted to show you that they also have the combined coat of arms. So this, if they choose to do so, this would be the one that they could use on their website. But they decided to go with the other one, which I think is good, because if they use that other one, the bird is not there, and we know that the bird represents Meghan's intelligence of speech and talent or something like that. It represents, and the quills that you see there, the feathers, represent the written word, as mentioned yesterday, and yeah, so that is their combined coats of arms. That is like what they would have over their doorway, or or if they had like a proper English countryside manor house, it would probably include that somewhere. But since they are California living, I doubt if they're going to bother with anything like that. So again, Princess Harry, Princess Meghan. Yes, I know it's Duchess of Sussex, but she is technically a princess. So that's their coat of arms. Oh, yeah, I forgot I did this one twice, but yeah, you can see it again. Wait, what did I do? Why is that different? Oh, you know what? This is the Cambridge coat of arms. That's it. That's the Sussex. That's the Cambridge. So I suppose that the Cambridge coat of arms is a little more embellished because William is the Prince of Wales, or was the future Prince of Wales. Also, I'll tell you something else that I noticed. Harry has the Victorian Order. That's that medal that he always wears just beneath his tie, or beneath his bow tie. Well, here you can see it is the, I think that's the Order of the Garter, which of course is when they have the big hats, and when they be looking like abracadabra. That is, I'll show you.
Bitter. And, somebody needs to say it.
So that's the Order of the Garter robes that you see there. That's what that represents. And Harry never joined the Order of the Garter, which I'm glad, because it seems like some type of pagan ritualistic action that they do, and I don't want Harry involved with that. So there you go. That's the difference. Oh, and one more thing I'll point out. If you notice, the acorns that you see on the shield for the Cambridges, that represents abundance. Anytime you see acorns in architecture, or acorns embellishments here or there, that usually means abundance. That means that there is a merchant, or is symbolic of wealth. Now, I think they should take those off and put IOU slips, seeing that they no longer have abundance, and they certainly don't. And they certainly don't have any wealth. I think now that misrepresents the trajectory of um, the who are they? The Middleton family. So get rid of those acorns and put like some old rusty cans so that they can sit out there on the high street and shake them cans and try to solicit some money from passerbys, right? Um, or maybe they should replace those acorns with a link to the GoFundMe. Yeah, they could replace those acorns and put some GoFundMe links there. Yeah, that's it. Some GoFundMe links. All right, so that's it for that. So there we go. Duke and Duchess of Sussex serving the monarchy. Yes, serving the monarchy. So if you go to the official royal family House of Windsor website, you will see this image of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. That is from Meghan's first Troop in the Colors, right? And it says serving the monarchy. Well, that's not exactly the case any longer, is it? Meghan and Harry, they offered to half in, half out. But for the sake of our dignity, we are going to go and make our own money so that the tabloids and the haters cannot abuse us in the way that they are. We'll just go and make our own money. We won't be dependent upon this institution, right? They didn't want the half in, half out. So, listen, Harry's role as a member of that family, as a prince of the realm, he was proud to serve his grandmother, his commander-in-chief. And he would have gladly have done that for his father. But when they had that Sandringham summit, they ran him out of town and didn't want to leave him with anything. So they could take that off of there as far as I'm concerned, but it ain't my call. So Omid Scobie says the fact that a fairly simple homepage has spawned dozens of moaning op-eds and furious pearl clutching from commentators, and that's just Richard Eaton. Furious pearl clutching from commentators proves that many here literally have nothing better to do. Move on, touch grass, find an interesting story. This is all so tediously boring. Thank you, Omid Scobie. Yes, go out and touch grass. Go see a movie. Go get a girlfriend. Go get a boyfriend. Go do something. Have an affair. But leave Harry and Meghan alone. When does it end? It's just a website. It's just a website. And they are having a fit about it. It makes no sense. It's not going to change anything. Nobody is going to strip them of their titles. Nobody is going to strip them of their titles. If they stripped them of their titles, it would cause a tidal wave of stripping of titles. And nobody wants that. Nobody. And I do mean nobody wants that. It would cause more trouble than it's worth. Because the next thing you know, it's going to turn into, okay, you next. Okay? So they don't want that. And as far as I'm concerned, they can go back to clutching their pearls and using their outrageous slander, like Maureen Eden. Well, I knew right away when he said clutching pearls. I knew exactly who he was referring to. But but move on, Maureen. Move on. Get a life. Get a boyfriend. Get a girlfriend. Get something. Leave Harry and Meghan alone. Okay. So the Sussexes are dividing Sussex. Yes, you heard me. The Sussexes are dividing Sussex. Chichester, what is it? Chichester locals are torn over Harry and Meghan's new website, as some say the Duke and Duchess want the glamour of the royal name without doing any of the hard work. People in the West Sussex city of Chichester, of that town right there, said the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were cashing in on their titles after stepping down as senior royals and moving to the U.S. in 2020. Now, this is funny because this is the first time I've ever seen them go and talk to people in Sussex. And I don't want to disparage the people of these, Sussex County. I don't want to disparage. I don't want to put down. I don't want to create some type of stereotype. But do those people right there impress you as people who have hot and cold running water and indoor plumbing? Because if that's the case, chances are they don't even know what the internet is. They don't know how to go on a website. They don't know any of that stuff. I mean, they only just figured out what the satellite dish is. They've seen satellite dishes all over the place, and they only just figured out what that is. They don't know nothing about going on somebody's website. And some of them probably still think that Philip and the Queen is still alive. By the time news trickles down to some people in the Sussex area there, it ain't even news no more. They should call it olds, because it ain't news. It ain't nothing new about it. So these people are still waiting for news about the Titanic. That's how disconnected they are from the rest of the world. So what do they know about a web page or anything like that? They don't know nothing about that. They'd be lucky if they have central heating. So why bother? Leave those people alone. Stop filling their heads with all of these high-minded ideas about what somebody's trying to get over and all that kind of stuff. They don't know nothing about that. They probably still think that George VI is still alive. Okay, so moving on. Curious sense of timing. You could say that again. Analysts, curious sense of timing from Harry and Meghan by Richard Fitzwilliams. Richard, I know what Oprah said before she said it. I know what Harry said before he said it. And I know what Meghan said before she said it. Fitzwilliams. Yeah, that Richard Fitzwilliams. This is the one that got caught out by those pranksters, along with Dickie Arbiter and Victoria Arbiter with that horrible high-pitched voice. And my lashes fell out. Yes, that Victoria Arbiter with that horrible high-pitched voice. And, of course, Ingrid Ingrid. Those four people were prepaid to leave a comment or analysis of the Oprah Winfrey, Harry, and Meghan interview before it even happened. And curiously enough, they had a lot to say. So yes, that is a curious sense of timing coming from you. The Sussexes have a curious sense of timing. The question is not whether it is their right to launch a new website, Sussex.com, with their coat of arms and using the royal titles, but the extraordinary timing. Man, if you don't go sit down somewhere, if you don't take several seats, there's nothing curious about it. The thing I'm trying to figure out is what took them so long. They have been away since 2020. It is now 2024. They've moved on. I hate to say it, but Betty and Philip moved on. Everybody moved on. So everybody's moving on. Just be glad you got your 30 pieces of silver or whatever they gave you to sit up there and lie and say you already saw the interview, and go get some timing of your own. This is curious timing, the fact that he even has something to say. And then there's, of course, this one. Sarah Vine, taking away the Sussex's title is the only way to put a stop to their nonsense. What has King Charles got to lose? Well, somebody took something away from you about, I don't know how many years ago. That is, if you ever had it. Now, can you guys think of anything that has been taken away from Sarah Vine? You know, something that everybody takes for granted? I'll give you a hint. It's somewhere between her bottom lip and her shoes. Now, they have taken something away from her. There's something missing. I don't know if it was Godiva chocolates. I don't know if it was, a curry dinner. But yes, that's exactly what it is. Thank you. Let me see who was first. Lucy Wynn, Paula Girl, Myra V. Yeah, somebody has taken something away from her. And and not just her humanity, but she seems to be missing something. So don't worry about the Sussexes taking away the Sussexes title. You just try to get you some a private investigator or something and try to find what has been taken away from you. But she's very clever about it, because if you look at those bottom photos, you don't even know what's missing. You know, people that take photos like that, they're not being elegant, right? They're not trying to be stylish. They're trying to hide a theft. They're trying to hide the fact that something has been stolen from them, and they don't want the world to know it. You sure it's not her marriage? Wait, am I right? Yes, Baron, her neck and her husband. Absolutely. Thank you, Legs. Thank you, B. Martin. You all are right on both counts. Not to mention dignity. I think the dignity is gone too, because someone who has a fine career as a journalist finds themselves day after day trying to think of something to say about people she don't even know, she may have never met, and will have nothing to do with her. And this is how she divides her time. This is what she does for a living. So I tell you, the day that she's called to her glory, and they say, "And what did you do with your time on Earth?" Well, okay. But I noticed that somebody has taken something from you. So since you've already had a tough time of it, we're going to just go ahead and let you through. Just go. So, but I love that one on the right side, And I believe that's when she was at Buckingham Palace. And I tell you guys, I say this all the time, she kind of reminds me of Harvey Fierstein. I'm not even sure which one of those photos is Harvey Fierstein, but one of them is. One of those is actually Harvey Fierstein. You're absolutely right, Carlene. You're absolutely right.
Bitter. And, somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
Bitter, bitter, bitter. Now, Tom Bauer. The Sussexes' new website is a sign that the stakes are so high for Meghan and Harry. The cupboards is bare, and Americans don't much care about them anymore. Is that what you need to believe? Is that what you need to believe? Gargamel, or should I say this a creation of Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Oh no, is the Smurfs Hanna-Barbera? Anyway, Gargamel, the arch nemesis, or should I say the menace of the Smurfs, Gargamel, seems to be of the opinion that the Sussexes are somehow broke. Did he not hear about a substantial settlement that was reached? Did he not hear about spare? You know, I'm not offended by this. I'm just bothered by the fact that he's perpetuating this lie because he's really talking to his constituents. He's talking to the haters, the derangers that need to believe that the Sussexes are about to come crawling back on bended knee. They're going to go crawling back to Narnia, hoping to get their positions back, hoping to get back into that Frogmore cottage so that they can be abused some more by not only the press, but their family too. As if. So, as I said some time ago, Tom Bauer can't wait to get home and give himself an enema. He's old and creepy and he's full of crap. That is Tom Bauer. Remember when Tom Bauer wrote that book that was supposed to have Meghan shaking in her boots? Remember that? Everybody was trying to hype up that book. All he did was regurgitate a bunch of articles from the tabloids and tried to put a new spin on it. And then, of course, Lady C did the best she could to co-sign and to try and hype up the book. And it was a big dud. I mean, a really big dud. I think Omar Scobie sold more books with the hate campaign against his book than he was able to sell with the entirety of the British tabloid media on his side. I don't know what he thought he was supposed to do, but he thought he was going to come in there. Meghan's going to be so afraid. She don't want to see what's in this book. Maybe that's because she heard it before. Maybe that's because everybody's heard it before. Lucy Holland says, what took her husband so long? You know what took him so long? Because she finally took her hand away from her face and he noticed that something was missing. That's what took so long. That's what took so long. She lowered her hand and he was like, wait a minute, who are you? Harvey? Oh, that's bad. That's bad, you guys. That is so bad. I got to stop. But thank you so much, Lucy Highland, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Let's see. Baron, do you think Charles has asked for help from Harry and Meghan? I shouldn't think so. I don't think that would be good for anybody involved. If Charles asked Harry or Harry and Meghan for help, I just couldn't imagine it, to be honest with you. Now, it at least of all, not for any official royal duties, because given the atmosphere of hostility, it just wouldn't be safe and it wouldn't be wise. Charles cannot keep people from holding up those yellow and black placards declaring "Not my king." If he can't protect himself from eggs, he certainly cannot do anything for Meghan and Harry. That's not to say that they could not safely go over there and, they could go to Scotland or, Scotland would be a good place to do some things, but I just don't see them doing anything. I don't think Harry and Meghan wants to do anything because they are having a big year. This is going to be a very big year for them. And I don't think William would welcome their presence. And I just think it would cause too much confusion. So I couldn't even imagine that he would ask them something like that. Now, people are of the opinion that Charles wanted Harry over there for something. We don't know what that something is, but something. So it may not have to do with anything about royal duty. It may have been about an affair of state. And speaking of state, given the state that William is in, right now may not be a good time for Charles to even talk to William, but he knows that he can talk to Harry. So maybe that had something to do with it. Some people are saying that Harry refused to be in the same room or the same space with Camilla. And I could believe that. It wouldn't do either one of them any good. There's no chance that that would have, Harry would have been cordial, of course. So it's not like she would have to worry about him screaming at her or something like that. He would have been cordial. And she would have tried to be on her best behavior. But I just could not imagine that they would, that he would ask. Now, here is the update that I got just before I went on. Not frozen out. Not frozen out. Let me explain. So the royal family, of course, everybody has their coat of arms, their all that pomp and circumstance, right? And the Sussexes are no less part of that, right? They're just not working members of the family, not working for the family. They're doing their own work. So according to the Daily Fail, this jet right here, which appears to be a Canadian jet, I see what looks like a maple leaf. I don't know if it belongs to the government or probably not. But anyway, this is, according to the Fail, how Harry and Meghan arrived. How they got these photos, I don't know. But that's not the most important thing. What's important is this. Exclusive. Harry and Meghan arrive in wintry Canada for the Invictus Games launch in search of a warmer reception after ICSussex.com. Something as it emerged, Palace were not consulted, but couple's website rebrand, but won't tell them to exit. Couple's website rebrand, but they won't tell them to exit. In other words, if I'm right about this, that means that they don't care. Harry may have given notice about this to Charles, and considering that they weren't using the coat of arms before, and now after the visit to the UK, he comes back. Days later, they launched their new website or revamped website, and now suddenly they're using the coat of arms. It may be possible that Charles gave him permission to do that. I don't think that he would have done it without asking first. And so, given the situation with Charles, like he may be in a bad place right now, maybe he decided to show some humanity to his youngest son and the only reliable child of his. Maybe he decided to cut him a break and let him use the coat of arms. So that seems like a logical thing, because if he wasn't using it before, because remember, they're not supposed to use their titles for the purposes of commerce or trade, right? But they certainly can use it as their names, and that is their rank. They are Harry is a royal duke. There's a duke, and then there's a royal duke. A royal duke is the child of a sovereign, so that's what he is, and so he's entitled to use his title. He's entitled to do that. So I'm just going to operate on the premise that Harry brought it up, whether it was on his visit or otherwise. He brought it up. This is my intention. And they said, okay. That's what I think happened. I don't think he would have used it if they didn't want him to. And the best evidence of that is won't tell them to exit. They are not going to tell them to exit. The only thing that I think they're excluded is the right to use royal in their name. So they're not calling it the Royal Sussex, Sussex Royal anymore. Now it is just Sussex.com. And then there was like a little debate going on today as to whether they actually have a last name. Okay. So, I mean, they're using Sussex as their last name. Some people say that Harry's last name is Wells. Some people say it's Mountbatten-Windsor. But when he was in the army, they called him Captain Wells. So it's always weird with their names. You never know exactly what to call them. Because think about it. Everybody says Prince Harry. They either say Harry or Prince Harry. You never hear of a last name for Harry, right? And so when Charles was the Prince of Wales, I believe both William and Harry used Wells as a surname, right? So now that William is the Prince of Wales, what surname is Harry using? Harry Wells, right? What is his surname? Kind of confusing, ain't it? He certainly ain't using Wells. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. That is something I don't know. I thought it was Mountbatten-Windsor, but some people are of the opinion that his last name is Wells. Okay, and the Queen was Windsor, was her last name. She didn't have the Mountbatten. That was only reserved for her kids so that William wouldn't feel, I'm sorry, not William, so Philip wouldn't feel inadequate. Remember that? So the Queen was a Windsor, but Charles is a Mountbatten-Windsor. That I'm sure of. But Harry, is he a Wells? Is he a Mountbatten-Windsor? What is he? And if that's the case, then what does that make Meghan and the children? Huh? Sorry to throw this confusion in there. I've been trying to work this out for myself. Are you sure? Are you sure? Let me see. Beverly says Mountbatten-Windsor is what I think they are using because our little prince and princess have that last name. Oh, okay. I mean, it is possible that Harry could be using Wells and they could, okay. Well, we'll revisit this another time. So, Travelist, some good news. Travelist agrees sustainability certification criteria for hotels. Major travel and technology company have agreed to set a criteria of a set of criteria for sustainability certification in accommodation sector. The Travelist Coalition, which includes Amadeus, Bookings.com, the Expedia Group, Google's Skyscanner, Travelport, Trip.com, TripAdvisor, and Visa have agreed the criteria for the display of certification on booking platform. So, let me see. Travelist notes there are more than 100 certification bodies worldwide which focus on travel and tourism sustainability, although not all are accredited by the Global Sustainability Tourism Council, set up by the United Nations to develop and oversee sustainability standards. By adopting the criteria, the group aims to drive consistency in the display of sustainability certification across platforms and drive greater awareness of sustainability in mainstream travel. The three core criteria agreed by coalition members and validated by the Travelers Independent Advisory Group that are that, okay, sorry about that. That's what I meant to do. So, oh, wait, what am I doing here? There we go. Certification, number one, the certification process includes a third-party audit, which includes on-site and or online assessment of practices reported by the property. Number two, the standard upon which the certification is based is publicly available. And lastly, number three, the standard focuses on evaluating the impact of social and or economic and or environmental factors as encompassed in but not restricted to the UN 17 Sustainable Development Goals. All right, so why is this important? For most of us, it will not impact our day-to-day lives. But again, if you don't know what Travelers is, here's the simple answer. There are some people who want to be sustainable, right? We all should, but some people want to be more sustainable. And so they want the choice to where they travel and now where they stay when they travel, so that you will know what impact your travel has on the environment, right? So by using the information that is right there when you book a ticket or book a hotel room, it tells you what your carbon footprint is. How much are you polluting the world? And so maybe you'll decide, I won't stay at this hotel because there is a greater impact. Or if I stay at this hotel that's closer, not only are they easier, or should I say better, or more conscious of the environment, but also I could use less carbon emissions to get there because it's closer. That's all this is about. It's not to make you do anything. It doesn't compel you to change your travel habits. It's all voluntary. You decide. You know, it's just like people don't want to eat meat. They're vegans. So you want to make sure that there is no animal product in what you're about to consume or what you're paying for. You don't want to wear leather because of your consciousness about animal products. So they have labels that say this is all synthetic fiber, right? Same thing here. It is for you to decide what impact, if any, that you're going to have on the environment. And that's it. So that is Travelers Explained. That's my explanation anyway. All right, to continue. William and Kate. Now, there are 1,648 people. Please hit the like button before you go. I'm just going to go in on them a little bit, and actually a lot. So this is your chance to get away if you like. Some people don't want to talk about them. It's up to you. But I have a few things to say, so I'm going to proceed. Duchess Kate, obsessed with Meghan, stealing her style and trolling her online. Jealous of her fame and freedom, the pressure to be perfect changed her. Now, that is from an American publication, The Star. The Star is a tabloid. The big difference between the United States and the UK is that we don't look at this as real news. We look at it as gossip. If we want to know something serious, we certainly don't go to the Star. They don't even have a lot of the same coverage that they have in the Daily Fail or the Sun and all those other papers. These are at the checkout counter in the grocery store. They're at newsstands. Sadly, they're the most widely read newspapers in the country. So all the old big city newspapers, they never get as much readership as these tabloids. But sometimes they do get it right. But then again, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So sometimes they do get it right. Meghan Markle must have been incredibly envious of Kate Middleton because of Princess sisterly relationship with Prince Harry, says royal expert. That's Ingrid Seward, of course. Ingrid has written a new book, and she claims that Meghan was jealous of Kate's relationship with Harry. Well, jealous of the relationship, jealous of this or that or whatever. I don't think any of that exists. If anything, it was the other way around. But like we have said so many times, it's projection, projection, projection. Anything that they project like this is usually about the other person, about the opposite end of it. Like, for instance, the whole thing about Meghan, and this is not from the tabloids, this comes from the Rangers. Meghan worked on yachts. She's a yacht girl. But yet we have photos, we have articles of Kate spending her summers on a yacht for wealthy businessmen. Now, that should have, rang a few bells or struck a chord with someone before the wedding in 2011, but they just buried it. But the same people that are going after the Sussexes, the British tabloid media, they were the ones that told about that. I mean, I have the article. I have the pictures, the Daily Mail. All of them reported it, that Kate was the one working on the yacht. But in order to throw that negativity or scandal on someone else and to take it away from the future queen, they put it on Meghan, who's never worked on a yacht. I mean, she's from California. I don't doubt that she's ever spent the afternoon on a yacht. It's what a lot of people do. Some people charter yachts and go, and have parties and stuff on it. That stuff happens all the time. But she's never been a yacht girl. That's the other one, right? But again, projection. So Ingrid has a book filled with a bunch of fibs. It is filled with it. Every time I hear something else about her book, it turns out is something totally made up. Totally made up. But yet they keep doing it. They keep doing it. And it gives ammunition to the derangers. That's the thing that bothers me the most, is that every time the Sussexes are doing something, here comes the derangers with all of these falsehoods that they're filling up the timeline or the the comment section of like, for instance, when Harry was receiving his award for Living Legends of Aviation, they're talking about African parks. That is their ploy. That is their tactic, is to try to find some kind of way to throw something negative on Harry and Meghan. It'd be like if every time I bring up Ingrid Seward, let's say I point out the fact that she bears a striking resemblance to a Hanna-Barbera character, Deputy Dog. But I don't do that much. I don't do that so often. But she does. And this could be gaslighting. It could be propaganda. Or it could just be me casually observing the fact that this journalist, who seemed to have an in for the Sussexes, is the spitting image of a cartoon character. Now, some people would say that's rude or impolite and such. And not to mention that ridiculous mop that she has on her head that's passing for hair. You don't see me going there. I ignore her until she says something stupid like Meghan was jealous. How is that possible? Who is she talking to? Who is she trying to sell this to? And why now? And just like with Charles' book, with the whole thing about Lily bit Diana's name, the book is about Charles. This book is not about the Sussexes. This book is about, matter of fact, who is it about? Is it about the Queen? The Queen and I, or something like that? Why are you talking about what Philip said about this and what the Queen said about that? This is a book about them, not about the Sussexes. The tabloids really want to talk about Wank, so instead they use Harry and Meghan's name. It is weird because it says enough of what the tabloids think of Kate. Absolutely, Legs. They want desperately to expose them because I don't care what anybody says. They don't give a rip about that family. They really don't. Piers Morgan hates the royal family. He uses them, but he hates them. They don't have any love for that family. Ingrid, deep down inside, she feels like she's smarter than any of them. That she feels empowered because the lies that she tells keeps them in power. They need her. That makes her feel needed. That makes her feel needed. Thank you, Lex. So, let me see. Where else was I? This one? Oh, I forget. I got to take this away over here. So there you go. There you go. And so my point tonight, I just want to say that they have been trying to tell us stuff for a while. They have been trying to say certain things. When I say they, I don't mean the British tabloid media. I mean those American rags, like the Globe. That is another one of those, what do you call those things? A tabloid. It's another tabloid. It is another tabloid. The Globe, the Star, and the National Enquirer. Those are national newspapers that focuses on entertainment, the royals, odd stories. This is yet another example of they have been trying to tell us. But I dismissed it because I know it's a tabloid. Now I got to think differently. I have to think twice before I say, oh, no, that can't be true. I really have to think about it, especially given William's performance at the investiture this week. What is real and what is imagined? Not so difficult now, but they've been trying to tell us, and people haven't been listening. How about this one? Didn't we just hear people saying that, oh, she's living with her mother? She's living with her mother. Now it seems to ring true. Now, willing to admit he's making a mistake, I don't know about that. Well, there was weight loss. Ooh, look at that bottom sentence right there. Look at the bottom there on the left. Look at that. See what I'm saying? So maybe there is an air of truth here or there. These are what the magazines are saying. This is not me saying this thing just, for the lawyers listening. I'm just showing you the pages, the front pages of the magazines or newspapers, whatever they are. And then there on the right side, well, we've heard that a lot. And I do mean a lot. But yeah, they've been saying it for years. I mean, look at that. They still got Regis Philbin. And you know what? They was right about Regis, weren't they? He didn't last much. He didn't last much longer. So, my God, how long has William been bald? How long has he been bald? Because Regis, didn't he die about 6 years ago? Well, anyway, let's see. Joan Garcia says, weren't we told the Royal Rota were given permission to write anything and everything negative about Harry and Meghan while pumping up the royals? Yes, that is true. That's what they have been saying, is that they have been given the green light, especially after William took that money from that settlement from, what was it, the Sun? They haven't seemed to have a troubled day since. Not one single bad article. As a matter of fact, William, who historically was always beneath his brother in terms of popularity, this hate campaign has made William and Kate seem like hard-working people. They're the hardest working people, right? Something that is so different from lazy William, lazy Kate, workshop Will, Duchess Doolittle, all of those things that they used to say. Now that's disappeared. Thank you, Joan Garcia, and thank you for the super chat and being a member of Royal Sussex. Here's another one. This one is not so old, is it? I don't know what magazine that's from. Biggest fight? Yeah. I mean, it all seems so logical. Now, I can't say that I know any of this to be true because I don't know these people. But it always, was there. And I dismissed it because I don't believe tabloids. And here's a collage right here. The new king and queen. The mom who will be queen. The next queen, king and queen. The new king and queen, preparing for the throne. Meet the new queen. Now, all of this was while the queen, Elizabeth II, was alive. Queen Kate, king and queen. Kate prepares to be queen. Royal mom, future queen. Take the throne, it says. Will and Kate take the throne. Catherine, portrait of something queen. I could see the Q. And then portrait of the future queen. Now, imagine what a reaction that silky chicken, that emotional support silky chicken must have had when she saw that. Right? Camilla could not have been very pleased by that, nor Charles, because somebody was pushing a campaign. Y'all remember this. Somebody was pushing and campaigning. Skip Charles, go to Kate and William. Right? Skip Charles, go to Kate and William. Camilla should never be queen. Kate should be queen. Kate ready to rule, ready to serve. And I've always thought it come from the Middleton house. I've always believed that, because think about this. Right now, Charles looks like he's in a lot of trouble. But if Charles were to live as long as his mother, right? If he was to live as long as his mother, he'll be on the throne, what, another 20-something years? By that time, Kate's mother will be, well, she'll be much older too. And obviously, she wants to see her daughter become a queen consort. After all, they used a lot of Uncle Gary's baking soda to get them in a position that Kate could be queen consort, right? So she don't want to take a chance on, well, dying before that happens. So I've always believed that that's where it comes from. I believe that campaign comes from the Middleton household. But there was a campaign. There was a campaign. But the thing is, the press is in Camilla's pocket, not the Middletons. The press has been on Camilla's side for over 20 years. Over 20 years, they have been on Camilla's side. They don't have enough baking soda to get the attention of Fleet Street over at the Middleton household. There's not enough baking soda in all of London that could achieve that. Because Camilla, well, let's just say Tom Parker Bowles, he's a purveyor of baking soda himself. So they They got plenty baking soda, honey. They got plenty baking soda over there in the Parker Bowles household. We don't need Uncle Gary's baking soda. They got all the baking soda you want. They got enough baking soda to put you on the moon. So they don't need nothing from the Middletons. You can forget that. So they never, the Middletons never had a chance. My Middleton, she's tough, but she's no Camilla. She's no Camilla. Now, here's some more of those. It was right there in plain sight. Boozing Camilla sent to rehab. Well, she did take that trip to India, but that was a spa thing. It was a spiritual retreat. It had nothing to do with alcohol. They say. Queen orders drunken Camilla into detox. Again, we don't know. This is all alleged. Unfit to be queen. Drunken Camilla, unfit to be queen. Again, what do we know? This is all a creation of the American tabloids. Camilla on the booze. Back on the booze, it says. Camilla back on the booze. And then, of course, here, Queen Camilla falls off the wagon again. Yeah. So, are they trying to tell us something? Is there something they want to say? It's just so weird to me how all of this seems like what's playing out right in front of us. But again, this is all alleged. We don't know what those people do. This is all alleged, right? All alleged. This is Alec Murdoch, and I'm up in it real bad. I almost forgot about Alec Murdoch. This is Alec Murdoch, and I'm up in it real bad. Now, as Globe has told you in the past, Camilla has all but thrown drunken temper tantrums over sitting on the throne. She wants to be queen at any cost and truly believes that she deserves it. Queen Elizabeth has made it known in the past that she truly believes that Prince William and Kate Middleton would be a much better fit to rule her beloved country. William is a smart, solid, and respected man. Well, that goes out the window, doesn't it? Plus, he and Kate are younger and can easily relate to people and would govern. So while Queen Elizabeth might not be in any shape to haggle, that doesn't mean that Kate isn't. She is quite close to Elizabeth. Now, you know this is all made up. They were not close. And they share a mutual hatred of Camilla. So don't be too surprised if we learn in coming weeks that Kate is fighting on Elizabeth's behalf. This is all made up. Now that right there takes all credibility away, because there's no way in the world that it was ever going to be anybody but Charles. And we know now that William is not ready. We know that Kate doesn't have enough wit to have executed any plan like that. So this is why I say tabloids are just a bunch of hearsay. Some of it seems like it could be true, and then when you start looking at the article and seeing what they're citing to be the truth, you know, maybe they heard some things, but if this is the way they think it's going to play out, then of course, Leg says she's not going to win those flowers with that diet. Thank you, Legs. And next, right there. So I believe that article came from right here. Defying Camilla will be queen. But I want you to look at the date. The 9th of May, 2013, the Globe seemed to predict that Camilla was going to be in the driving seat, right? That she was going to be in the driving seat. Defying Camilla will be queen. Expose her new plot to seize the throne. Well, essentially, Charles is out of commission, and Camilla is going to lead the Commonwealth Day. William is going to process behind her. William is going to process behind her. At least I think he is. Not 100% sure. I know there's that rule about, if born royal is not there, then you have to show deference to the others. But I ain't sure about that now because, Charles could establish a regency for Camilla. I'm not saying he did, and to the best of my knowledge, he hasn't. But I do know that the Queen did a temporary thing with Philip so that Margaret would not have to act on her behalf. And who's to say that Charles, who has moved heaven and earth to put his adulterous relationship on the throne of the Church of England, who's to say he wouldn't do that? But look at the date. May of 2013. Kate was pregnant. Let me see. And 2013, dying Elizabeth, too weak to fight back. Well, they were about, 13 years ahead of schedule. Wow. She's already acting like Queen Camilla. So again, take it with a grain of salt, but it does seem like everything is going her way now. Thank you, Lizzie. But yeah, it does seem like everything is going her way now. So, a vote. Do you think Camilla should be referred to as Queen? Well, people were saying no, right? But then, of course, all of those tabloid reporters got on television and they waged a campaign. And next thing you know, let me see, what was the date on that one? Oh, it doesn't show the date. But next thing you know, our new queen, matter of fact, they dropped consort. It's just queen. No consort, just queen. Palace dropped Camilla's consort title on coronation invitation. And since then, for the most part, she's just been Queen Camilla, wearing the jewelry that Elizabeth wore, using the title the Queen, right? At the stroke of a pen, the last vestige of Camilla's former status became a historical footnote. Richard K. See there? As she's become simply Queen. That's what happens when you got the media in your pocket. So Richard Palmer says, our exclusive story from this morning, Daily Express, the Queen did not consult the government over U-turn on Queen Camilla. Downing Street was made aware, but constitutional experts were surprised that the monarch didn't seek approval. So what they're talking about there was a session day, right? So on a session day, the Queen, that's the day her father died and she became Queen. They call it a session day. The Queen gave this little thing in front of the camera where she said that from now on, she is to be known as Queen Consort, right? When Camilla married Charles, there was an agreement. She would style herself the Duchess of Cornwall, not the Princess of Wales. And upon the death of the Queen, she would be known as Princess Consort and not Queen Consort. Well, eventually, they say the Queen promised that, no, actually, Charles promised the Queen that he would take care of Andrew, that Andrew would be well taken care of. That's what's alleged. And so the Queen, part of the agreement, signed the document, I believe, saying that Camilla should no longer be referred to as Princess Consort upon my death. Call her Queen Consort. And Charles, well, like they say, at the stroke of a pen, even that's gone. Now it's just Queen. Emily Andrews said, having met her several times, I really like Camilla, but the PR campaign and spin of this last week has been extraordinary. Who is she talking to? She's one of the worst ones. The Daily Mail would have something, first paper to lay siege, would have been the first paper to lay siege to any idea of Queen Camilla. Now they are, gosh, let me see, what does that say? Now they are putty in Camilla's, I'm sorry, is it Charles or Camilla's hands? The invisible contract is real. See how that works out? So now Camilla essentially may actually, at some point, she may be a consort, but she may actually become a regent for Charles. She may actually become regent for Charles, which means that Queen Camilla will reign on Charles' behalf. She will be signing documents on Charles' behalf. He could make her a regent. All he have to do is say so. And all of her friends in the tabloid media, they're going to go right along with it. Everything that I told you up until now was not supposed to happen, and it did. And then this made me think about this today. Surgery for senior royal. Now, we won't see King Charles in month. We won't see King in month. Longer stay, I'm sorry, why do I keep skipping words? Longer hospital stay after operation. Kate could come home today. All right, so this was before Charles announced cancer. So who leaked the idea that we won't see Charles for a month? When they wrote this article, this was before Charles announced the cancer thing, right? This was before that. So it's as though Camilla had already known at some point that she was going to get an upgrade in her status of some sort. Seems like she knew it already. Seemed like she was banking on it. And that's why I thought it was so weird that they said won't see King in month. If this is a routine operation, it's not cancer, it's not that serious. And then they put this in there. And then what happened? Charles comes out the same day he was supposed to come out. He did not stay longer. So somebody said that we won't see him for a month. Someone said longer hospital stay, but there wasn't a longer hospital stay. He came out, and supposedly Kate came out on the same day. So this whole thing about Kate and Charles and their mysterious illnesses doesn't make a lot of sense. They leave a lot of room for people to speculate. And so there is Camilla plotting and scheming, cutting her eyes at Meghan. I couldn't find the picture where she was cutting her eyes at George. And I mean, I'll look too. I couldn't find it. But she does that a lot, leering at people. There she is, pretending to cough, but sizing up Meghan for whatever reason. And there's Kate, just glad it ain't me this time. Well, then Kate's got a little stare of her own, right? God only knows what she was thinking at the last Troop in the Colors. Like, for instance, you know, that electric blue. Kate and her mother loves that electric blue. And I'm going to tell you how I know how much they love that electric blue.
Bitter.
Yeah, okay. Didn't mean to do that. But take a look. There she is right there, wearing that electric blue. She has several outfits with that bright blue color. And it's almost as though Camilla is trolling her. I don't know if anybody else caught on to that, but that burgundy and that bright electric blue, those are Kate's signature colors. And there's Camilla wearing it just as proud as the day she was born. When was the last time you saw Camilla wear something as bright as that? Almost never. That's very bold for her. It seems like somebody of Camilla's pedigree would try to tone down too much attention. See how she's wearing that drab looking outfit right there? That's more her speed. When you look like that, you don't want to draw people's eyes toward you. You want to draw them away from you. But right here, she's the center of attention. And I don't think Kate is living for that. But she'll hopefully live to fight another day. Who knows? And then this very curious situation, William and Camilla seated together. I don't know how much more of this we're going to see in the future, but this is a very old photo of them together. And this is a more recent photo of them together. And in both instances, William looks like he's going to call for like a team of commandos to extract him from this dodgy situation. But on the night of the concert, the coronation concert, William gave that. It was a great speech, by the way. He did the speech. I have to give him credit. It was a great speech. It was very well written, which means he didn't do it. And this is the best I've seen him look in a long time. I mean, that suit is so well fitted. I mean, he looks good. He looks good. But he did not mention Camilla's name. There were two people crowned at Westminster Abbey. The other person that was crowned was not mentioned. And you know Camilla, she's going to get her revenge. And she's been getting her revenge. All of them trips in and out of the hospital when William did not show up. And I think Camilla was in and out of that hospital in 3 days. I think she was in and out of that hospital 5 times. 5 times in 3 days. William went 1 day, and to the best of everybody's knowledge, we didn't see him walk in the hospital. We didn't see Kate walk in. We didn't see Kate walk out. So either Camilla was trying to say, hey, she ain't here. Look, I'm in and out of here every day. She ain't here. Or I don't know what she was saying, but it seemed like she and Charles were trolling William and Kate. So I cannot tell you what's going on with either one of those households, but it doesn't seem as though they're talking right now. It doesn't seem as though they're getting along right now. It would have been humiliating for anybody to have been crowned, first coronation in 70 years, and the son of the king, the future king, doesn't even bother to mention your name. She was not mentioned in that speech at all. Now, of course, the tabloid said nothing about it. Nothing. But it was very noticeable. And then when he walked over to the seating area where everybody else was, he did not acknowledge Camilla. He didn't bow to Camilla or nothing. He just walked right past her. So, as Cloud Nugget would say, not my horse. Not my horse. You better believe it is not my horse. Nay, it's not my horse. By the time we see Kate, it might be her 50th birthday. By the time we see William, might be his 50th birthday. I don't know when we'll see them again. William only came out because Harry showed up. If Harry wouldn't have come to town, William had already canceled that engagement. He had already canceled that fundraiser. The only reason why he came out is because Harry showed up. And to the best of everybody's knowledge, William has yet to visit his father. They're embarrassing themselves, complaining about Harry not being there for his father. But Harry is the only of the two children that showed up. To the best of everybody, and you know it hasn't happened because they haven't said anything about it. They would make a big fuss about how William is not only looking after Kate, but he's also looking after his father too. But that's not true. He doesn't give a rip about his dad. He's not bothering with his father. He could get on a helicopter, go and come back. That has not happened. They have not reported it because it hasn't happened. And when William went to the hospital that one time, you don't have to have photos of William. You could just report, William came to see Kate today. That didn't happen because he never went back. He went that one time and that was it. You never saw an article confirming that William even retrieved her from the hospital. They said Kate went home, but you only saw her assistant. You didn't see William, and you didn't see Kate, if she was there. Good night, Raffaella Bertoni. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Now, Kaiser, among other people, including the Daily Mail, they shared these photos of this very plain Jane at a swimming pool. As you can see, we need to stop being so gloom and doom about the wig. Her sister is on a beach holiday. That wouldn't happen if you know who was at death's door. Yeah, that wouldn't happen if you know who, if you know who was at death's door. So what they're trying to say is they're making all this fuss about what Harry and Meghan is doing while there's so much doubt and so much tragedy in the family. Didn't they say that Pippa and James and Carol and Mike, weren't they all going to pitch in to help Kate with the kids? I mean, the staff of 62 is impressive, but it's no Middleton family, right? Well, I guess Pippa didn't get the memo because Pippa took her little flat booty and went on vacation. Yeah, she went on vacation. She ain't thinking about her sister. Yeah, this is our spring break. Winter break, whatever it is. But I thought Kate was in so much trouble. Apparently she's not, because Pippa is all smiles. All smile and no booty. All smile and no booty. I mean, that photo of her diving in the water, it looked like Greg Louganis, doesn't it? That looked like Greg Louganis diving in the water. Yep, that looks like a gold medal Olympiad, Greg Louganer diving in the water. And this begs the question one more time. What booty? What booty? Remember how they were having a fit? I don't see it. I don't see it. Yep, I don't see it at all. So, okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. So, Invictus, remember this, the countdown for the Invictus starts tomorrow. Join Donnie and Dolly, the team with Rick, Dollywall and Don Taylor, to talk about his role and all things Invictus Vancouver Whistler 2025. Catch the full
interview. Well, anyway, that's where you could do it there. They have a full interview online. But I have a little soundbite from the CEO that they hired, Scott Moore. I mean, Morse, what is it? Whatever. Scott Moore? Yeah, Scott Moore. Okay. Let me grab that soundbite for you. I'm almost done, you guys. I'm almost done. How long has it been? 2 hours? Good. I'm almost done. Uh-oh.
CEO of the Invictus Games. Imagine there's a broadcast component to this, but what's your role, Scott?
Role is to put on the best ever Invictus Games. We've got up to 25 nations participating in 11 sports, 550 athletes, all going through their own journey, whether they're physically injured, have mental health issues. We use the games, they use the games as part of their recovery journey. It's really something different. You know, it's about sport, but it's not about sport. Sport is transformative and as a way of growing personally. So it's very different. My job is to work with broadcaster sponsors, the participating nations, to make sure we put on a spectacular games and that we engage the folks in the Lower Mainland and all across the country.
So that is Scott Moore, CEO Invictus Games. So that's the guy that they hired to oversee all of the stuff leading up to Invictus 2025. Well, he knows his numbers. I'll say that much. He knows his numbers. So I think he's going to do a good job. And otherwise, they wouldn't have hired him. So good luck to Scott Moore. Good luck to everyone. And so starts the countdown of the Invictus Games. Did you know that 2025 Invictus Games are coming to Whistler and Vancouver? The Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025 will offer a global platform to expand the range and profile of winter adaptive sports. With deep respect, I'm also pleased to share that the Games in Canada will be held in partnership with the First Nations in the spirit of truth and reconciliation with Indigenous communities. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, unbreakable spirit meets unwavering determination. Whistler Fire Rescue is proud to support the inspiring athletes of the Invictus Games as they redefine resilience and triumph over adversity. So yeah, that is from the emergency service people, fire department. Yeah, very cool. See how everybody's excited? And then right here, nothing but smiles on the first day on snow at the winter training camp for the first ever winter edition of the Invictus Games. Remember, it starts a year from now. And over here, we have been having a blast exploring alpine skies and snowboard on this Bluebird Day, a shared journey of adventure and discovery. So there's that. And for you fans of Downton Abbey is coming back. They're secretly filming right now, although it can't be much of a secret, but they are secretly starting the filming process. They're hoping to bring everybody back, all the major stars, and they say that it should be available in the fall. So for those of you who watch PBS here in the States, look forward to a new Downton Abbey series, not a movie, but a new series. It's going to be a new series for the Downton Abbey. So look forward to that. And our last word of the day, you can never satisfy someone who's dedicated to hating you. Even when you prove them wrong, they'll simply move on to something new because their issue is bigger than what you're doing or not doing. Their issue is with the way you show up in the world and how it makes them feel. Yeah, how it makes them feel. That is the issue, is how you show up and how it makes them feel. In other words, if they're talking about you, they're thinking about you. And why would they be thinking about you?
because of your excellence, because you show up. They don't like people too proud and too free. Remember that from Color Purple? Folks don't like folks that's too proud and too free. And that seems to trigger some people. So that the Rangers are triggered because of the success of Harry and Meghan. They're triggered because they're happy with each other. The world is happy with them, the logical world anyway. But yeah, that's what seems to tick them off, is that the Sussexes represents excellence in just about everything they do. And that bothers them. The more they're happy, the more they excite people, the more they give, the more they share, the more it triggers some people. So, yeah, they're very wise. This is what one of the squaddies said, and I am in total agreement. I am in total agreement. Their issue is with the way you show up in the world and how it makes them feel. She gets a bell for that. And with that, you guys, I am done. Thank you all so much. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. Thank you all for your very generous and thoughtful contributions. You guys are what makes Royal Sussex possible, along with your comments, your likes, and your shares, and of course, your subscriptions. Yeah, the subscriptions are a major component too. So thank you all very much. Let me see here. Okay, Marcia says, oh, that's for someone else. All right. Nedstag says, good night, everyone. Yes, thank you so much. Good night. All right, so I am not going to drag this out. Thank you all so much. I didn't mean to be on 3 hours yesterday. And good night to our queens and our king. All right. Good King Harry. And let me see. Let's close with Once Upon a Time. Yeah, I'm in the mood for a Once Upon a Time. Anyway, great day, everyone. Thank you all so much. I had fun today. And again, thank you, Legs, for the very eagle eye that you have. And cue Once Upon a Time. Oh, and good night, Black Queen, if you're watching. I hope so. Hope you're feeling better. Once Upon a Time.